Thanks for inviting us in at 6 o'clock tonight. We begin with the death of a 7-year-old boy who was found not breathing inside of a home on the city's southwest side. Our Chase Howell spent today looking into this case and talked with the boy's family, devastated by his death. So Chase, what did they tell you?
I actually spoke to the boy's aunt, who says they tried to get custody of him 2 years ago when his mom passed away, but were unsuccessful because they couldn't prove that he would be better off in their care than with his biological dad. A car seat, toys, and play sets are some of the things scattered in the yard of a home where a 7-year-old was found dead. The boy's aunt tells me his name was Caden. Police say as they were investigating, they found injuries on his body consistent with trauma and signs of malnourishment. And as of 4 Monday afternoon, the boy's father, and who families say is his girlfriend, are sitting in jail after being arrested for neglect of a dependent, resulting in death.
The neglect resulting in death carries a penalty of 20 to 40 years.
Christina Karabov works as a senior attorney with Zero Abuse Project. It's an organization that works to end child abuse. Karabov says it's very common to see a person's boyfriend or girlfriend abuse their non-biological child.
They may work together in partnering to hurt the child, or one party may know that the child is being abused and they allow it. Sometimes it happens that the person doesn't know.
Karabov says if a person believes a child is being abused, they need to report it.
Physical marks on a child or a child who appears to be malnourished. Sometimes neglect occurs when a child is in need of medical care, like maybe treatment for diabetes or another chronic medical condition, and they aren't receiving that treatment.
Now, if you see a baby or a child who isn't walking yet with injuries, Karabov says to remember this saying: if the child can't cruise, the child shouldn't bruise. Right now, no formal charges have been filed, and according to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, they don't have any information to determine charges. Reporting here in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
Tonight at 6, a couple from Franklin is facing charges after a deadly overdose. The Johnson County Prosecutor's Office says 25-year-old Aaron Maupin and 24-year-old Jaden Hampton are charged with dealing in a controlled substance resulting in death. Those charges come following an investigation into an overdose death in Franklin in October of last year. Right now, there is no public filing for charges against Maupin, though court searches show that charges are filed against Hampton. Police tell us they responded to a report of a woman who was non-responsive and not breathing. She was later pronounced dead. Tonight, we're learning more about a deadly apartment fire that killed one person earlier this month. Authorities have now identified the victim of that fire as 26-year-old Jonathan Prieto. This happened in the 400 block of Clearview Drive near US 31 and County Road 900 North back on December 8th. Fire officials tell us they responded to a report of an explosion early that morning, and that's when they made the discovery of the man. A cause of death has not been determined. 4 men from Greenwood await extradition tonight to New Jersey on murder charges. Our Rich Nye is in the studio with us with a cross-country investigation of the death of a man who was missing for almost 2 months. Rich?
Scott, the man's badly decomposed body was found December 14th in a nature preserve in New Jersey. Court records say the man killed is a relative of at least one of the 4 men here, now charged with his murder. 27-year-old Gaurav Singh, 22-year-old Gurdeep Singh, 30-year-old Nirmal Singh, and 23-year-old Saurav Kumar are charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder. A severely decomposed body was found December 14th in the Greenwood Wildlife Management Area in Ocean County, New Jersey. The FBI helped identify the remains as Kuldeep Kumar, 35 years old, from India. An autopsy showed he died from multiple gunshots to the chest. He was reported missing by his family in Ozone Park, New York on October 26th. Investigators say the 4 men acted together to murder Kuldeep Kumar. 3 of the 4 men listed this house in Greenwood as their address. Greenwood police were joined by New Jersey authorities and the FBI in arresting the 4 men Friday evening. They are held at the Johnson County Jail awaiting extradition. A statement from New Jersey State Police says in part, "The charges reflect the tireless commitment of our detectives and the outstanding collaborative efforts of law enforcement at every level." The 4 men were originally scheduled for an extradition hearing this afternoon, but that was postponed until Friday afternoon I'll follow the developments later this week.
It has been cold and gloomy today. Want to give you a live look at downtown Indianapolis right now. Clouds expected to stick around, and we're also tracking the possibility of rain. Rob's in for Angela tonight. I think a lot of people not only wondering about tonight, but Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Yeah, and most of the rain that's going to be moving in, it won't be terribly heavy rain, which is some good news, but it may impact travel for sure.
Okay.
So, want to get you updated on what to expect. Let's start with temperatures. Yeah, it was chilly this morning, but we've warmed up a bit. We're actually much warmer than where we were yesterday, and that warming trend will only continue. So not too far off for where we should be, 44, but look at the temperatures. They have changed by as much as 10 to 15 degrees compared to yesterday. So it's moving in a positive direction, but it's also come with this kind of gloominess that's settled in, and this is probably going to stay with us for a while. It's not terribly heavy what's falling right now. I looked at just a few minutes ago of some of the observations, and I'm not really seeing a lot actually make it to the surface. We expect that, but we'll leave that chance in the forecast through this evening. Overnight temperatures are expected to stay in the 30s, above freezing, and then we could even have a little bit of patchy fog that develops during the overnight. Watch for that if you're going to be traveling tomorrow morning. As the temperatures drop, especially as we get close to the mid-30s, I think that patchy fog may linger into the early part of your Christmas Eve. Most of the day should be mostly cloudy, and we do have rain in the forecast for late Christmas Eve. That will carry us into your Christmas Day forecast. I'll outline that for you hour by hour. Coming up, Scott.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Rob, thanks so much. We're getting new insight tonight into the remarkable recovery of a local fire chief after an unexpected cancer diagnosis. Eric Funkhauser, who is chief of both Bargersville and Whiteland fire departments, had surgery to remove a brain tumor 3 months ago. And now, as our Jenny Runovich reports, he's back on the job, and he's talking about this emotional journey.
Chief Funkhauser says it's a miracle he's walking, talking, working back at the firehouse just 62 days after doctors performed a craniotomy, removing a cancerous tumor the size of a walnut from his brain. A sudden seizure while driving with his wife led to the diagnosis. Without it, doctors say the tumor would have grown without detection. Chief Funkhauser says he's thankful for all the support from his family, his fellow firefighters, and community members. The recovery, nothing short of remarkable, and something he's now celebrating.
You know, we went through obviously the emotional roller coaster, over the last 3 months of, are you going to make it? Are you still going to be here? And, so to be here, makes the holidays way more special. You only have a set amount of time that you're here, so enjoy every second that you get and be thankful for everything as you're going forward.
Doctors do have to aggressively monitor him, make sure that the cancer doesn't come back. The next big step, an MRI in January, to make sure they got all of that tumor. In the meantime, his family, the fire family, are celebrating a very special holiday season.